All right, so let's try this over again. Let's try one more again, shall we? Please, 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 please. All right. My battery in my laptop went dead. Go figure. What a donkey move, right? I've been having donkey episodes lately. All right, so I got to start this thing all over again. So individuals that was here and they heard it me just be like, "You said that already." But I gotta say it to come up to. I gotta say it. Hold on. I gotta say it to come up to my my marker. Ah, all right. Oh bloody right. We're gonna get it right this time. Eh? All right. We're gonna gotta get it right. I'm gonna get it right. Why are you doing that? What are you doing there to get it right? All right. All right. So we back. We back with a whole new attack. We are back. All right. So I gotta, like I said. So let me start this thing over. It's unfortunate. I gotta repeat what I said. I had went up to my school, and when I went up to my school, um, I met this woman named Janet. I watched her as she watched me. She came in, and I came in. She stood up. She wanted me to see all the voluptuousness, and I did, and I played into it, only to then call this individual, and we never spoke. It was at that time, and I appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. It was at that time that I realized women flirt. People, I know I was about 30 years old. I was a late learner. I was a late learner. I would always tell anybody that at 38 years old, the average 15-year-old understood woman way better than me. And the reason for that is I was taught to be a man, and I thought that women all you had to do was be a man, and you get in a woman's good grace. It's like that in every other ethnic group except the women in the community you guys call black. I get it now, and that's why when I speak on it, I speak from the perspective of facts and not from the heart. I speak logical. So I understood what it meant to be someone's flirt for the day. And I was never going to be at, this was 21 years later, and I have not in 21 years been someone's flirt for the day. I will not be your flirt. I will not be your talk to. I will not be your nigga on hold. I will not be that guy that you just say something to and you want everybody to think you got a lock on me. No, no, I'm talking to him. No, girl, I'm claiming that. Girl, I know he got a big dick. Girl, but you fucking five other guys. I know, but I got to put him in the rotation. I will not be no one's flirt for the day. Wifey only. Everything else to the right or to the left. You pick one. So I understand now attention. I understand now that when they say, and this is what they say, this is what they say, this is what they say. They say women mature quicker than boys. Girls mature faster than boys. If you believe that dumb theory, that's all I'm going to say. So let me tell you what my perspective is. Girls at a very early age understand the power of pussy. They understand the lure of beauty and how men are attracted to it. Let's not mistake that for life decisions and and opinions. Women do not mature quicker than men. They don't. If you want to believe this, cool. But I'm here to tell you, I met more women that are hungover and burnt out from things that they've done in their teens and 20s more than any man ever would be. Why? Because they was under the impression that what I just said, they understand the power of pussy, the lure of beauty. And they thought that and allow individual can, and then they found out after they got played, after they realized they done took creamy beards, after they took nuts on their face, after they realized that, now it's like, oh, and now it's men are, let me do my dance, men are, men are. No, no, no. What they learned is they know all the guys want to them over. This is why I tried to teach the daughter that I fathered. I tried to help her understand her weaknesses as a woman. Nope, you're going to get older. You know how hard it is? You know how hard it is? A man has to teach his daughter, sit his daughter down, and I bet you can't find one woman that father did this. A man got to sit his daughter down and explain to his daughter, you're going to crave dick. Yep. You're going to wake up one day and your coochie going to be throbbing. That's going to happen to you. You're going to wake up one day and your coochie going to be like, put something in me. And you're going to be attracted to the individuals that have that something that you want to put in you. So what I tried to do, I know it's stupid. I get it now. I tried to help my former daughter understand her weaknesses as a woman. Because you can't tell strong women in 2020, and you couldn't tell them now for probably 25, 30 years, that they're weak. That they're the only ethnic group of women that say we're strong. You don't hear no other ethnic group of women claim they're strong. Another story. But what I tried to do is I tried to help the child that I fathered. It happened to be a woman. I tried to give her a one-up and not be one of them individuals that think that my daughter was going to be 30 years old and be a virgin. No, I happen to have helped a woman bring a child into this world. They happen to be a female. And guess what, guys? All of the rules of women is going to apply to her too. Can't teach guys that. You got guys, dummies. I said guys, I meant dummies, that think that they can rewire their daughter's coochie, because if they rewire their daughter's coochie, then their daughter won't go out there and be like, oh, I want Kim. Oh, I want Kim. No, no, your penis needs to go here. No, I want you. What you need to do, what you have to understand more than anything, your daughter coochie is going to itch like every other woman. That's nature's way of saying, could you please reproduce? Check this out. They're not going to get an itch in their armpit. They're not going to get an itch in their ear. They're going to get an itch in their coochie. And they're going to have to give that coochie some attention. Yeah, sorry. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. This is why I tried to teach, I tried to jump ahead of, because every other man, my friend, let me just say my friend, that had daughters, they all was on that, teach my daughter not to need no man. And their daughter didn't. None of them. I mean, their lessons were successful. But now I meet a lot of men at my age, they want to renege on the lessons that they taught their daughters. They want to renege on them. No, let me have that back. I know I taught you not to need a man, but I meant dick. I meant dick. Because they taught their daughters not to need no man, and their daughter did just as they were taught, not to need a man. But nothing was said about getting some dick. And they went in and got dick, and it was attached to the worst guys in the history of worse. The guy that I used to be friends with, his daughter had a baby with that was wanted on a federal murder charge. And her perspective was, well, Daddy, I want a man that ain't about nothing because they won't cheat. This is the perspective of a female that his daughter was about 5'7", had an ass the size of a truck, no waist, and he was always proud. Smitty, my daughter got a big butt. I'm like, dude, so what do you want me to hit it? I mean, what the hell are you talking about? But taught his daughter all the wrong things. I said, You might not want to teach her. No, I'm gonna teach my daughter not to need no man. Okay? And his daughter had a baby with an individual that had a federal murder warrant. Federal murder warrant. And then dig this. Anytime your daughter tells you, Daddy, I meant to get pregnant by this man, your daughter don't respect you. That is the perfect time for a woman to lie to you and say, Daddy, it was a mistake. But when your daughter is bold enough to sit down and tell you, I know everything about this man. I know he ain't no good. But Daddy, the reason why I want a no good man, because cheating is my number one foe. And I don't want a man to cheat. You failed at teaching your daughter the lesson of life. If your daughter is bold enough to tell you some super garbage like that, you failed at teaching your daughter the birds and the bees are a failure. And I mean epic. Who you are listening to right now, is the first man you've ever known that taught his daughter, listen, your coochie is going to throb. Your coochie is going to want some attention. This is nature. I can't control that. I can't rewire your thought process, but your coochie is going to want some attention. What every father out there should and must do is help their daughters understand the nature of who's preying on them. I mean, after all, don't we teach our children not to say hello to strangers? Don't we do that? Don't we do that? Don't we teach our children not to walk up to cars if someone asks you? Don't we teach? But individuals don't teach their children. Mainly, I'm talking guys treat their girls. You don't teach your daughter that one day her coochie is going to be saying, "Put something in me, preferably thick and long." I'm laughing at something else. Excuse me for a second. Excuse me for a second. I'm talking about attention, people. I'm talking about attention. Now, before, appreciate those thumbs up, y'all. I was talking about my dad, and me and my sister was talking about my dad. Um, and one of the things that I know, uh, my dad, he was a ghetto superstar. People, I'm gonna tell you something. Tell you something about a black man. This is what I learned. In the community you guys call black, the word practical just doesn't seem to apply. People, I have 3 BMWs. I cannot afford to drive a BMW every day. In addition to driving a BMW every day, it's not practical. All right. If you give my cars to another black dude, he'll be driving those cars every day for one reason and one reason only. That is to get the cheers, because that's what individuals want. Individuals want cheers. I don't want cheers. I want the one woman. But this is what individuals do. They will be on their best dap every day. If you know, as my lady saying the loo, every day. I'm laughing at something else. Now, my dad was a ghetto superstar, and the ghetto for a ghetto superstar is that person that got the car, got the money, the looks, or simply it's down to just a car. But the ghetto superstar back when my dad was a children is different than the ghetto superstar of today. Today, amongst the ghetto superstars are the booty out niggas. There was a time when you rolled up on a chick in a BMW, it was like, oh no, you the man. Now you roll up on a chick with a BMW, it's like, look, I only with niggas with tattoos on their face. I only with booty out niggas. Oh, look at he got out the car. Look how he walked. He walked all proper. Look at his look. He looked tactical. No, I want a nigga. So ghetto superstars are the different format now. Just like hip hop has changed. I'll get to that in a second. But right now, I'm talking about my daddy. My dad was a ghetto superstar. And the reason why my dad was a ghetto superstar is because the ghetto is where my dad got the most attention. My dad was rich, had a lot of money. If you ask this man how many trips did he go on, he didn't go on a lot of trips. Because once you take a ghetto superstar out of the ghetto, there is none. This is why a lot of individuals, um, like, I don't wear tank tops outside. I'll never wear a tank top outside. But a lot of individuals, they like attention. They will put themselves in the arena where they get the most attention. And 100 times out of 100, especially in the community you guys call black, that attention will bring them to their demise. This is why I said earlier, women with large booties, they just have, all of them have 1,000 guy friends. They need you to understand that, and not married. Then you meet the married woman and her philosophy on 1,000 guy friends. No, I got my husband, and that's it. And you will have individuals cram down your throat why they got 1,000 guy friends. And I'm not saying argue with them. I'm just saying it's something that they don't understand out of convenience because it's where their attention lives. But like I said, I'm talking about my dad now. I'll get to that in a second. I'm talking about attention today. And how it ultimately brought my dad to his demise. People, my dad used to make $28,000 a week. He used to buy houses straight up cash, cars straight up cash. The problem with my dad is he got so infatuated so saturated with the arena of attention, it starts to deviate. He started not to replenish his money source and to start living in the world of attention. When you start living in the world of attention, you lose the economics of morals and life and et cetera, et cetera. And that's what happened to my dad. My dad sat up there, had 50,000 women. When I talked to my sister, of course, wanted but me he was on. My dad aborted family. He was like, nope, I just want to go make babies. I want to go home every night by myself or with a new woman because giving up the world, giving up that world and committing to a wife meant that he had to exile himself from the arena that gave him the most attention. My dad died, a couple of individuals by his side, his sister, my brother was there. None of these women were there. Nobody. If you was to ask my dad would have told you, I got lots of friends. I got this, I got that. That may be the case. But normally, what happens on a medical thing, people shut down. You don't die of the Ebola virus and have not. No, those 30 friends that you think you're gonna have when you're at the hospital. If you say, "Yeah, I can't go see Chris right now. He got the Ebola virus." Do you think 30 out of 30 is gonna be like, "No, I want to stay. I want to see him"? They're gonna be like, "Ebola, bye." Um, and then the other side of that too is normally it's not wise. You don't write a list. Okay, tell my friend Ray Ray that I got I got HIV. Tell oh my friend Unique. Tell Unique I got HIV. There is no guest list of telling people about your issues when you're in a hospital. All come see me. Attention, people. We're talking about attention. My dad died because he gave his world to the world of attention. That's what he did. That's what he did. Unmute. All right. All right. There we go. So I'm talking about attention. Now, earlier when I was talking, excuse me, earlier when I was talking about attention, I said that the block that I live on, you can tell about what's going on because I don't have no traffic at my house. People next door to me on either side, no traffic at their house. People that live, the people that live right across the street from me, it's a duplex. There's one on the left side, no traffic at her house. On the right side of her, no traffic. The individual that live on the right side of that duplex, tons of traffic. Next door to them, none. It's just so happened, and it's not a coincidence, that the one that got the most traffic, 45 years old, single, with an ass the size of the state of Virginia. So what does that mean? Here's an individual that wanted to add me to that list. I don't speak to him at all. Listen, here's what I always tell people. When I meet a woman, I tell them, I met you before. And when I tell them when I see somebody that have the characteristics of somebody that I met, I leave them alone. The woman that I date now, never met a woman like her before. Never. That's if they got bad characteristics about a woman that you no. I'm so sorry for you. Leave them alone. So I want to talk about the attention that the big booty in gets. Because the big booty gets a lot of attention. And rightfully so, they are supposed to. It's the way they handle the attention that's the big problem. Because they handle the attention out of, I didn't know. So I'm going to tell you about a woman that I was dating when I lived down here in Virginia for about 3 weeks. Actually, it was about 2 months, now that I think about it. This woman was a very, 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 very voluptuous woman. I respect her, so I'm not going to sit up here and say no stats like that. So, very voluptuous woman. And unfortunately for her, she was an extrovert and had no problems when a guy say hi to her. She felt the need to say hi back and get into a conversation with him. And under the context of, I was just saying, no, ladies, shut that bullshit off when you with your man. All right? Ain't no man trying to hear that. All right. One day we went out to eat. We went to Joe's Crab Shack or whatever the heck it is in Virginia Beach. It's a hall. It's got like 5 different areas. They host venues there. When we went there, the guy was at the door, was just looking at her like, oh my God, like, yeah. The guy, we in there sitting down. There's 5 different areas in this place. And he goes on break, and guess where he comes and sit? We're sitting here. He's like over there at our 7 o'clock. We're talking, and he says something, and the woman that I'm with makes a gesture back to him, and they start talking. To her, we broke up that day. Let me be clear and say that. We broke up that day. For 2 months, I got text messages, please, Chris, please. And for 2 months, it's because I know I'm great. But one thing that just bugs me out about women is when a man tells them how a man is and how you should not be when you're in a relationship now, you get all this pushback of understanding. So let me go sidebar for a second. People, if you're dealing with a woman and they just don't understand, for some reason, when you deal with a lot of women, they are dedicated, and their first primary thing is to that life. Their attention is predicated to this life. They're all just, actually I did. I met probably 2 were conservative, nonetheless. And to be honest with you, they were out in the Smithfield, When you go to Smithfield, when you go out to Rushmere, out to Blackwater, it's all in the country bumpkin parts of Virginia. You can go into the store and see it yourself, and you can just tell they have no idea that, like, if they was, you take that same woman, put them in a city where they see 50 million dudes a day and get the need for attention, it would be different. But nonetheless, don't teach them. Don't. Case in point, like I said, the example is on this block. I can come out my house at any time of day and there's a different car parked across the street. It's not to the lady on the left, it's the one on the right. They always seem to have 50 million friends. They're used to being the center of attention. They're used to getting comments on their butt. This is how it is. We're talking about attention. This is what they like. Understand it. If you can't tolerate it, you tell them, okay, cool, got you. Help them understand one day when y'all are sitting out at dinner and just flirt with the lady that comes and just say, hey, we're just friends, okay? But no, don't do that. But just understand attention. Attention. There's a certain way about everybody that every certain class of people gets attention. And the thing is, if I was wearing if I was one of them guys that put the oil on and went outside, and before we left the house, I'm quite sure my woman gonna be like, I mean, god dang, baby, we just going to put some gas in the car because we leaving. What are you doing? And then it'll be a problem, because there's always a problem. A woman will detect the problem easy, but that exact same problem bestowed onto them, what are you talking about? So that is the world. Once again, every class of individual gets attention. You can tell the mindset of the individual just how accepting just how they are accepting the attention that they're getting, and especially when you're in a relationship with them. I'm gonna tell you guys something. Y'all know that I had and was doing. I had a legal aid office, and when I had my legal aid office, um, um, I got to meet a lot of interesting individuals, and I met this one woman, and she had good credit, and she co-signed a Maserati Quattro Plate, whatever those cars are. She financed. She financed this car for her man. And she financed this car for her man, and all he did was he became a ghetto superstar. And the car he drove through a puddle of water and drowned out the engine. And Maserati was saying that it cost $50,000 to get the car fixed. and they gave the car back, of course, repo. And she was sitting in my office because they did a wage garnishment, and they broke up. So where am I going with this? People, it's okay to help somebody out in a relationship, but don't help somebody where it actually exceeds the emergency. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me say that again. Don't help somebody out to the point where it exceeds the emergency. What do I mean when I say that? Your girlfriend or your guy friend comes to you and say, "My car broke down. Could you co-sign a car for me?" No, I will not co-sign a car for you. You can just download the Uber app, because you should not co-sign for anybody unless they